Okay, I thought I might do some of these questions from question 3. They're algebraic fractions. They're no different to the ones that we have done in class. The thing that makes them look a little bit scarier are the brackets. But all we've got to remember about the brackets is that when you've got brackets, think of it as one thing, okay, one term. It could be like an X or a Y or a Z or whatever. You treat it as one thing, right? That whole thing becomes a block. Okay, so let's do the first one. All right, Okay, 2 on x plus 4 plus 3x on x minus 2. Oh, and there's brackets. Whoops. Okay. So, like any algebraic fraction, or any fraction for that matter, we need a base that is common, a denominator that's common, like what I talked about in class the other day with US dollars and American dollars. We need to convert them to something that is a common type. And I mentioned that when you take those two numbers and you multiply them together, you get something that both will divide into, and that's what we're after. So if say our denominator was 3 and 4, we could multiply 3 and 4 to give us 12, and 12 would be a number that both 3 and 4 divided into. Well, we do exactly the same thing here. I know, well, my denominators are x plus 4 and x minus 2. If I multiplied them together, I know that I'd end up with something that both x plus 4 and x minus 2 divided into. So I'm going to multiply them together, and that's going to give me x plus 4 times x minus 2. And I'm going to convert both fractions to have this denominator. There's a plus in the middle. Okay, now the next thing to do is to convert both of those fractions up the top there to have this denominator. So I've gone from x plus 4 to x plus 4 times x minus 2, and I've gone from x minus 2 to x plus 4 times x minus 2. So what have I done there? What's the operation that I've done to go from x plus 4 to x plus 4 x minus 2? Well, I've multiplied. I've multiplied by x minus 2. And so since that's happened to the denominator, that's what's got to happen to the numerator as well in order to keep that fraction the same. Okay, so I've got to multiply the numerator by x minus 2. And so I'm going to take everything in the top, which is just the number 2, and I've got to multiply that by x minus 2. So that's just going to be 2 outside of x minus 2. Then with the next one, I've multiplied x minus 2 by x plus 4. So that's what I've got to do to the numerator. So I've got to take 3x, and I've got to multiply it by x plus 4. Okay, now we're dealing with two fractions that have the same denominator. Once we've got that, all we have to do is tidy up the top. All right, the bottom, the denominator is going to stay the same. Okay, so to tidy up the top, what I will do is expand the brackets. We'll look for like terms, group them, and then consolidate it and make it neat. Okay, but the denominator is just going to stay the same. So I'll actually write in the denominator now. All right, I'm just going to end up with one fraction with a denominator of x plus 4 times x minus 2. And now I'm going to expand the brackets up the top. So I've got 2 outside of x minus 2. So that's going to become 2x minus 4 when I expand it. And then I've got 3x outside of x. So that's going to be 3x times x is 3x squared. And then 3x times 4 is positive 12x. Okay, so I'll just shrink that down. Hang on a sec. Where am I? Just give myself a bit more room. Okay. Okay, so last step is just to tidy up that top bit. So I've got x's, x squareds, and I've got a -4 there. So the only thing I can do really to consolidate that and tidy it is to group the 2x and the 12x. So that'd be 2x plus 12x is 14x. It doesn't matter what order I put it all in. So 2x plus 12x is 14x. Now I've got a plus 3x squared, and I've got a -4. I'm going to write it like that, but I could have written it as 3x squared plus 14x minus 4, or I could have written it as -4 plus 3x squared plus 14x. It doesn't matter, as long as you keep the sign together with the term. And then that's all over x plus 4 times x minus 2. And I'll leave that in brackets, and that's fine. And that's our answer. That's it. Okay, so exactly the same processes in this as there are for just normal fractions or for any algebraic fractions. You're looking for I'll just quickly just run through that again. So from here to here, we looked for a common denominator. And once we had that common denominator, all we had to do was then expand that, then so that gave us this, and then all we then did was tidy that up, and that was it. Hope that was helpful.